Hey everybody, Kristen here. As you know, I believe homemade is best, but it doesn't need to be complicated. And because it is apple season, what better recipe to make than homemade apple butter? And we're gonna use our Instant Pot to speed up the process. Let me show you just how easy it is to do. To get started, I have 5 pounds of apples here, and you can use any variety of sweet baking apples like Gala, Honeycrisp. You can even throw in a few Granny Smith. I wouldn't use too many. They're a little bit on the tart side. Golden Delicious are great as well. Another tip I love to do is to go to your grocery store and look for Manager Special. We're gonna be cooking our apples, so there's no need that they look perfect. You can often find massive deals on apples that have been marked down. That's the best thing to do to save yourself some money. And then, just like my applesauce recipe, there's no need to peel your apples. We're gonna cook them down until the skins are super, super soft, and it's gonna blend up perfectly into the apples. If you'd rather peel your apples, that's fine. I like to save myself the time and just wash them really well and then cut them into large chunks right around the core. Put those in my Instant Pot. And if you're hearing a little bit of wind behind me, that's because I'm in the middle of a tropical storm right now. Call it stupidity, call it dedication. I wanted to get this recipe out to you as soon as possible, so fingers crossed we don't lose power. Here I also have a half a cup, of apple cider. You could use apple juice, and I know we're only using a half a cup, and this is an 8-quart Instant Pot, and normally that's a no-no. I tell you at least 1 cup for a 6-quart Instant Pot, and at least 1.5 cups for an 8-quart Instant Pot. This recipe, the apples are gonna release a lot of juices as they cook down, so a half a cup is good. And I'm using an 8-quart today to show you that you will not encounter a burn notice by using just a half a cup of apple cider. And the apple cider is gonna add some nice spice and apple flavor and a little bit of sweetness. So use that or apple juice over water alone. To that, I'm adding in 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. You can use light or dark brown sugar, doesn't matter. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and then for a little something that's just going to hit at the back of your palate and make you say, this is really, really, really good. I'm adding in a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. If you don't have pumpkin pie spice, you can simply add in a little bit of nutmeg and a little bit of ground cloves, just a pinch of each, and you'll get that same flavor essentially. Just gonna stir that just gently, just to kind of get the brown sugar coating the apples. We're gonna pop our lid on our Instant Pot. Make sure your venting knob is pointed towards sealed. And then to set the cooking time, this needs a long time to pressure cook. We're gonna pressure cook for 90 minutes on high pressure with a 15-minute natural pressure release. So, takes a long time. It's really gonna help those apples to soften up and just become the most rich, decadent apple butter. To set the cooking time, you're gonna hit pressure cook or manual, and then you're gonna use the plus or minus buttons and adjust until it reads 90 minutes. For some models, this is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Good news, I never lost power. I was able to cook the apples and we didn't have a burn notice, even though we only used a 1/2 cup of apple cider, even in an 8-quart Instant Pot. Now, once the cook time has elapsed, you wanna let pressure release naturally for at least 15 minutes. As you can tell here, I got sidetracked and it's been about a 1/2 hour. Doesn't make any difference, but you wanna wait at least 15 minutes. It smells like the best fall candle ever. There's the little bit of cloves from the pumpkin pie spice, the apples, the cinnamon. Okay, at this point, we need to blend this up. There's a couple different options you have. You can transfer the apples to a high-powered blender like a Vitamix. A KitchenAid works really well as well. And blend until smooth. You wanna use caution. You wanna let your little vent knob on the top of your blender cracked open so that steam can escape. or you can use an immersion blender if you have one. But I understand a lot of people don't have one, so a blender is a good other option. And then you just want to blend this until it's nice and smooth. Okay, that looks perfect there. At this point, it's delicious, but it's not super thick. It's pretty thick, but not perfectly thick. So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn our Instant Pot to saute, and we're gonna let this saute, stirring it every little bit until it thickens. Best to leave the lid off because you want some of that liquid to evaporate. However, it is gonna be hot and it can splatter. So you could use just a lid that you have from a pot or pan. You don't wanna use your Instant Pot lid because it kind of won't stay ajar, and just pop it on, kind of balance it there so that some steam can escape. To turn the slow cook function on, you're gonna hit cancel if needed to turn off your Instant Pot, then you're gonna hit your slow cooker button. If more is not lit up, you either continue to hit slow cook until the more button is lit up, or depending on your model, you may need to hit adjust. And then every little bit, just remove the lid and give it a stir. It's really just gonna take 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how much liquid your apples released and how thick you like your apple butter. Okay, once your apple butter reaches the consistency that you like, and remember, the choice is yours. You can make it super thick by just letting it cook longer on the slow cook function, or you can keep it on the thinner side. The choice is yours. Then you just want to turn off your Instant Pot, and you want to let the apple butter cool before you try to transfer it to a storage container. And then you can transfer this to like glass jars. This makes a great holiday gift or a neighbor gift, a hostess gift. Everybody loves homemade apple butter, at least everybody I know. And then once it's cooled, it's ready to eat. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little taste. I know it's super hot, but you know, I have to tell you if it's good or not. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. I get the cinnamon, but I also get a few other, warming notes in the back of my palate, so that's perfect. It's perfectly balanced. This apple butter is delicious, served on jams, pancakes, waffles. Serve it on toasted cinnamon raisin bread for an extra special treat. It's really absolutely delicious. No matter how you use it, you're gonna love it. And if you're looking for my original Instant Pot applesauce recipe, be sure to catch my next recipe where I walk you through how to make that. Until next time, happy cooking.